Hey everyone, welcome to Azuria Plays. My name is AJ, and today we are heading back to Galar to continue with our Egglocke challenge run. Last time, we battled our way to the top of Rose Tower to rescue Leon from his meeting. In doing so, we learned about the doom and gloom that will befall Galar in 1,000 years' time, and we also learned that the chairman has a plan to avert the crisis, which, let's be honest, more than likely spells trouble for us. But I guess time will tell. This week, it's time for the finals of the Champions Cup, where we'll get to find out if we have what it takes to battle against the undefeated Leon for the title of champion. As the chairman is busy with some 100% innocent errands that will absolutely not interfere with today's matches at all, Leon has taken the reins and gets the crowd all fired up for the tournament. Before we get a chance to battle in the finals, Bede appears to tell us how perfect his life was before we turned up, and how we ruined absolutely everything. But, in reality, he's the one that ruined everything for us by killing Sculptula, so I guess it's all a matter of perspective. He wants a chance to battle us for redemption, and Leon decides to allow the battle to take place even though it's against the rules. But, to be honest, I'm glad we get to avenge Joltik one final time. Bede starts off the battle with Moyle, and I start off with Valoo. Bede says he's come too far to lose, but I'm about to show him otherwise. Or at least, Valoo is, as a single fire breath is too hot for Moyle to handle, taking him down in a single blow. Gardevoir then joins the fray, so Valoo immediately sends Blades of Air crashing into his foe as she wishes upon the stars. Valoo follows up with more Blades of Air, and the force of the raging winds causes his flow to flinch. But her wish comes true, as her health is restored by half. Another Air Slash reverses the restorative effects of Gardevoir's wish, but her psychic powers then throw Valoo across the field. However, the mighty Fire Dragon fires off another Air Slash to take down his foe. Rapidash then joins the battle, and it's unicorns versus dragons in a war for the ages. Unfortunately for Bede, Dragon reigns supreme, as two Air Slash send Rapidash crashing into the stadium walls, leaving her unable to continue battling. Valoo has single-handedly brought Bede to his knees, as he only has a single Pokemon left to battle, Hatterene. If you watched my last video, you will know just how dangerous she can be, so I recall Valoo and send Poseidon into battle, as he should be able to tank some hits with his high special defense. Determined to claim the life of another one of our valued allies, Bede unleashes the power of Gigantamax, allowing his Hatterene to tower over poor Poseidon. The incoming Max Phantasm takes Poseidon down to just over half health, but on the following turn, Poseidon uses Recover to restore himself to full HP. But another Max Mindstorm quickly knocks him to the floor, taking his HP back down to around half. Another Recover has Poseidon feeling right as rain before a D-Max Smite reverses his fortunes once again, while leaving him confused. Not ideal. However, our Sea Serpent fights through the confusion to restore himself to full HP, while Hatterene sets up a calm mind now that his Gigantamax is finished. I use the residual Dynamax energy to boost Poseidon's power, allowing him to send a Max Geyser across the field, drenching the arena in a soothing rain. Hatterene counters with a Psychic, but the giant sea snake shakes off the blow to counter with one final jet of water, ending the fight. Bede says he planned to retire if he lost us, but the crowd cheer him on and tell him to continue with his Pokemon career. He then admits that with his skills, he will be able to take over the Fairy Gym from Opal in no time at all, and decides it's not the time for him to quit just yet. I just hope he knows that if he decides to KO another one of my team somewhere down the line, he'll definitely wish he had retired when he had the chance. Next up, we face the Raging Wave, and I need to make sure I don't let her sweep me away. She starts off with Golisopod, and I start off the battle with Jaws the Vicobolt. Let's do this. Desperate to impress us, Golisopod leaves a rather painful first impression, but Jaws shows him how it's really done as a single Thunderbolt zaps the Arthropod Pokemon into submission. Next. Nessa then sends out her Sea King, who sets up an Aqua Ring, but Jaws is having none of it, as another Thunderbolt flies across the arena, netting a second KO for Jaws. Barraskewda joins the battle and dashes forward, striking Jaws with a powerful liquidation, but the Lightning Bug holds his ground and lets off another blast of electricity to fry the opposition, scoring his third KO of the match. Nessa then calls upon the power of her Pelipper, and he brings a little spring shower along with it. He fires off a water pulse that sends Jaws flying across the arena, but he holds on with a single hit point. The blast does however leave him dazed and confused as he charges up for another electrifying blast. The thunderous roar tears across the battlefield, drawn straight to Pelipper, clipping its wings as Nessa has no option but to recall her downed bird. One more to go. Dreadnought. Jaws has done more than enough in this battle, and I think he deserves a good rest. So I recall him to send out Makar, who should have this in the bag. The power spot once again flares to life, and Dynamax energy bursts forth from the surroundings, and Nessa draws in the energy, forcing Dreadnought to take on its Gigantamax form, allowing it to hurl a Max Rockfall towards our innocent little Forest Sage, leaving Makar badly bruised. But he's a fighter. A single Giga Drain will soon have that sorted out. Or, so I thought. Dreadnought outspeeds Makar, which I feel like I should definitely have known based on our last encounter with Nessa, but it seems that Dreadnought is able to call upon the power of the darkness, swallowing Makar in Death's chilling embrace. And this, my friends, is why Misty will always be the best water gym leader. Poseidon joins the fray, and Dreadnought is about to learn the hard way that you don't want to upset a god. The wellspring of Dynamax energy contained within this arena is summoned into a wishing star and will infuse Poseidon with the power of Dynamax. A Max Guard lets us stall out the last of Dreadnought's max moves and allows us to stand tall, towering over our foe once more. A Max Geyser weakens the Rock Turtle while replacing the Sandstorm with another Rain Shower, as a Rock Tomb chips away a little of our health while slowing us down. Luckily for us, we are pretty competitive. Poseidon's strength rises to even greater heights while having one final Max Geyser to rip across the arena, and like a raging current, it sweeps Dreadnought away, leaving Nessa with no more Pokemon to fight with. Jaws made light work of that fight, but it's a real shame that we lost Makar. He's gotten us out of some pretty tight spots in the past, and he's been with us for the majority of our journey. You'll be missed, little buddy. But this is not the time for mourning. We've got another battle to win, so let's head straight back into the arena to take on Alistair. With the loss of Makar, we are matched Pokemon for Pokemon in this 5 vs 5 showdown. Alistair starts off with Dusknoir, and we send out the Dongo to hold the fort. Our spooky foe kicks things off with a Shadow Punch, which the Dongo brushes off with ease as he counters with a Drill Run. Our foe then uses the Sable to prevent us from using a second Drill Run, but the Dongo hits his mark with the Stone Edge, sending the Gripper Pokemon skyward. The impact of the Stalagmites is too much for our foe to bear, as he's left unconscious on the floor. Alistair then sends out his Poltergeist, and the Dongo is eager to score its second KO of the match, but it turns out the Haunted Teapot is equipped with Giga Drain, and that instead makes very short work of the Dongo, allowing our foe to absorb his soul, leaving us another team member down. Enraged, Valoo takes to the field, charging straight towards his foe before delivering a ferocious bite, severely weakening his foe, while triggering Poltergeist's weak armor ability, crippling his defense. The oncoming Shadow Ball doesn't faze Valoo, who is ready to avenge yet another fallen teammate. In a moment of desperation, Alistair throws a full restore to his weakened T-set, but it's not enough to stop the rage of a dragon. Baloo locks his jaws onto the teapot, and with one clenching of his jaw, the teapot shatters, releasing Dodongo's soul from its tea-infused prison. Cursula is sent into battle, but he's also no match for the rage of Dragon Roost Island. Baloo goes straight for the jugular and tears with tooth and claw, bringing Cursula down to a slither. But the ferocity of the blow leaves her stunned and unable to muster the strength to counter, as one more bite breaks the coral's curse. Next up is Chandelure, as Alistair attempts to fight fire with fire, but Baloo's rage rises to new levels as the power spot lets loose another flurry of Dynamax energy. The red mist fills the arena before Baloo draws it in, allowing him to grow in size and power. He unleashes the darkness within, commanding the shadows with ease, banishing Chandelure to the Shadow Realm with minimal effort. Alistair then sends out his ace, Gengar, the Lord of Shadows himself. The power spot beneath us still has more to give, as another burst of energy is released. Gengar drinks deep, growing larger and larger as more power flows into his body, allowing him to unleash the Gigantamax form once more. Baloo once again calls upon the darkness, unleashing another blast of blackest night, consuming his foe in a shadowy embrace, leaving him severely weakened, but still standing. Gengar lets loose a spectral flurry from his gaping maw, channeling the mystical energy towards Baloo, but the dragon endures. He knows his work is yet to be finished. Darkness floods the arena once more, and the black mist swallows Gengar, stripping him of his remaining health, leaving him trapped in the blackest of voids. It's over. Alistair is unable to battle, and Baloo's rage subsides. Dodongo has been avenged. One more opponent to take down, and we get the chance to battle against Leon. Time to see if our friend's sacrifices were in vain, or if we have what it takes to win the Champions Cup and take down the undefeated Leon. It's time to face off against Raihan once more. Unlike last time, this battle against the Dragon Tamer is a single battle, and after losing to Dodongo, it's a 4v5, so he definitely holds the advantage. But when has that ever stopped us? Torkoal is up first, and we send out Poseidon to wash the competition away. Our foe's drought ability kicks in, weakening the power of our water moves, but Poseidon readies himself for battle nonetheless. Thanks to the harsh sunlight blazing down in the arena, Water Pulse falls short of allowing us to two-shot, but it does allow Torkoal to get off a one-turn Solar Beam. Luckily, Poseidon's tankiness prevents any serious damage, as Recover quickly patches him back up. But that's pretty short-lived, as another Solar Beam crashes down on our Sea Serpent. We switch to the defensive and send a second Water Pulse crashing into our foe, and much to my surprise, it actually does do enough damage to allow us to KO our opponent, removing him from the battle. Goodra is out next, and an Icy Wind puts a serious dent in his HP as he performs a rain dance, summoning another spring shower onto the battlefield. The air begins to crystallise around Poseidon once more as he strikes his foe with another icy blast, before a tremendous lightning bolt crashes down on Poseidon, leaving him a little worse for wear. However, Poseidon finds his Zen, recovering his HP, as another Thunder crashes down in the battlefield. Another exchange of Recover and Thunder leaves Poseidon in green health and allows him to counter with an Icy Wind, but it falls just short of scoring the KO as another Thunderous Blast hits its mark, taking Poseidon into yellow health. One more Recover keeps our God of the Sea healthy, but we've been tempting fate for far too long now, and another Thunder cracks down on Poseidon, scoring some paralysis. On the following turn, our injuries get the better of us, and Goodra sets up another rain dance, making sure any following Thunders will definitely strike their target. But Poseidon pulls through, and another Icy Blast rushes across the field, finally taking Goodra down. Flygon is up, and Raihan immediately changes the weather, replacing the gentle rains with a ferocious sandstorm. Less than ideal. However, undeterred by the sudden change in weather, Poseidon once again calls upon the power of the frost, sending an icy wind towards his foe, taking him down in a single well-aimed gust. Raihan sends Turtonator into battle, and I use this chance to restore some HP with Recover. Since the sandstorm failed him spectacularly, Raihan changes the swirling sands for some summer sun as Turtonator demands a sunny day. Now, Turtonator likes to use a move called Shell Trap. When active, any move that makes physical contact will cause Turtonator's shell to explode with a fiery blast. This deals a significant amount of damage to the Pokemon that triggered the trap. Sounds pretty dangerous, right? Well, luckily for us, we only have special attacking moves that don't actually make contact. So a couple of Dragon Breaths ultimately make short work of Turtonator. Thank Arceus, the Pokemon breeder Polly gave Feebas Dragon Breath. Raihan then asks if we know that he is the great Raihan, and tells us that he will be the one to take down Leon. Not if Poseidon and I have anything to say about it, you want Raihan. He sends out his ace, Duraludon. Dynamax energy once again floods the arena as Raihan attempts to send everyone flying by bringing the storm once again. Duraludon uses the Dynamax energy to mutate, changing his size and shape to resemble that of a skyscraper, before unleashing a max rockfall, burying Poseidon under a mountain of rubble, and letting loose a sandstorm once more. As if he knew that a max move was heading in his direction, Poseidon uses Recover to negate the damage from Duraludon, allowing him to battle on. Duraludon lets out a mighty roar, and the primal rage of a dragon is unleashed upon Poseidon in the form of a G-Max depletion, stripping him of half his health while absorbing some PP from all his moves. Poseidon quickly recovers from the blow to fire off another icy blast of wind to begin whittling down his monstrous foe. At this point, I contemplate switching out Poseidon for another one of the team, but I doubt any of them can withstand the max move and take Duraludon down. So I instead use the dregs of Dynamax energy left in the stadium to power up Poseidon. He might be weakened, but he has more than enough power left to see this battle to its conclusion. A Max Guard offers us protection from the incoming Max Knuckle and allows us to stall out the final turn of Duraludon's Gigantamax. Duraludon then rushes forward, claws at the ready, as he desperately swipes at Poseidon, bringing him down into red health. But Poseidon won't give up. Some people fight fire with fire, but we are fighting dragon with dragon, as Poseidon swaps the icy wind for a storm of pure draconic energy, crippling Duraludon, but he manages to hang on. With the attack drop caused by his Max Whirlwind, Poseidon will likely survive the incoming attack, but I'm taking no chances. I swap him for Po, which works out perfectly, as he is immune to the incoming body press. And with that, it's all over. Po weaves the shadows into a powerful blast, before firing a Shadow Ball at the Steel Dragon, taking him down and allowing us to emerge victorious from the finals with only 2 fallen teammates. We did it. We made it to the fight with Leon. But before we step out to the stadium for one final time, Hop comes to the dressing room for a little heart-to-heart. He doesn't know if he should cheer for us or for Leon, his best friend, or his brother. Luckily for us, Inteleon is there to talk some sense into him, and Hop decides that he should cheer for us and tells us to take Leon down. Don't worry, buddy, I plan to. It's now time. This is what we have been preparing for. As we head to the pitch, Leon is standing in wait. The adrenaline starts to rush through our body. The crowd is going wild, cheering and roaring, and Leon shoots us a menacing glare. We know he's not ready to give up that title, but we don't plan to give him much of a choice. We take our positions on the field. Pokeballs at the ready, blood pumping. The final showdown is upon us. But wait. The monsters around the arena flash into action. Is that the chairman? It's time I brought about the darkest day for the sake of Galar's future. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan, Rose. The energy he released is too much for him to contain, and the power spot beneath us bursts open with a jet of concentrated Dynamax energy. But it seems like every stadium in Galar has been affected the same, and of course, the chairman feels he has to blame Leon for his bad decisions. Great. Well, I guess this showdown has to wait. Leon rushes off to try and solve the issue, while Hop and I head to Postwick.
Hey, listen!
Sonia's here, investigating the Sword and Shield Pokemon, and she's pretty confused as to why we're here and not battling it out at the championships. But her mum comes to the rescue to inform her the darkest day is once again upon Galar, and the whole world is now in danger. Sonia then reminds us the darkest day is what we've been learning about through various statues and murals that have been dotted about Galar, and asks why we've come here specifically. We tell her we've come to help put an end to all of this, and that in order to prevent the darkest day and save Galar from impending chaos, we need to learn more about the Sword and Shield Pokemon, and we feel that we can do that by entering the Slumbering World. She tells us that's a great idea, and gives us 3 max revives. Of course she does. What else would she give us? We rush off to the Slumbering Well with Hop, but we're still 2 team members down, so we decide to make a quick U-turn and head back to our house to grab a few extra Pokemon to fill in the empty slots that the finals have left in our team. But what is this? Suddenly, the revives that Sonia's been giving us begin to glow. They burst forth from her bag, and in a brilliant flash of light, they combine into a small blue musical instrument. Is that an ocarina? Link bursts forth from his Pokeball, taking the ocarina in hand, and as if by instinct, he lifts it to his mouth and begins to play a song that is strangely familiar. The melody penetrates deep within our minds as the world starts to spin. Images from our past come flooding into our mind. A battle with Raihan and Wyndon, with Milotic standing defiant against his entire team. Is that Hop? Are we in Sirchester battling next to the Hero's Bath? Wait, why is everything moving backwards? Is my mind playing tricks on me? Another brilliant flash consumes everything in its radiance, and despite our best efforts to fight it, we white out.